Hi, I think I'm on time. That's kind of unusual. It's Wednesday, it's hump day. We are in the midst of lots of changes in these United States of America. Let me know how you're doing on hump day. It's the last full week of July, if you can believe that. I have the door open, hopefully it won't be too loud. It's a little quiet out there today. It's an overcast, heavily overcast day. And tomorrow will be too, so it's a little less hot, which is great. Can I just say Kamala Harris is knocking it out of the park? For sure. Totally. Really excited about her candidacy. Really appalled, as I did see when I read on it, at the hatred and the racism and the insanity. I mean, they're coming out of the woodwork. The racists are coming out of the woodwork. The misogynists and the racists they're just everywhere. Hey Marby. Hey everybody. So I'm not really sure where to start. They brought out of the word colored. Can you change the phrasing so I understand what you're saying, Electrostorm? How about this one? I just posted this. Kamala Harris never birthed any children. I didn't know that was a crime. Because if that's a crime, I'm going to jail, apparently. And then it says, this is Occupy Democrats. Just like the 46 presidents before her. Right? Men don't birth children. Anyway, so the racists want to go backwards. And that's what, Kamala's saying now. It's like, when they say, make America great again, what they're really saying is, let's go back to the way it was. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Are they doing the birthing thing too, that she wasn't born in this country? She was. I believe she was born in California. And just a little bit of what I know about Kamala Harris is that she was the daughter of her mother was I believe a researcher who researched breast cancer, and her mother was of Indian origin, close by to where Sadhguru is from, close by, not far from Coimbatore. Sadhguru, I talk about him all the time. He's my guru. Her father was Jamaican. Shout out to the Jamaican energy. And Kamala Harris is brilliant and very diverse in her views, which we need. Women are not racehorses. I know. It's just like what we're really seeing is that all the crass, dark, evil slime that was underneath the surface got revealed. Which is kind of similar to what I said when January 6th happened. It was like all the, white supremacists and the domestic terrorist groups and all them, like we didn't really know about them so much before January 6th. And then on January 6th, and I've said this many times, there they were. It's just like we got to see the darkness rose to the surface, and it was like, yikes! What the hell is that? In a big way, right? But they were always there. And the racists, even when we didn't see a lot of it in front of our eyes, it was always lurking. It's always below the surface, and it's lurking. So let's just keep in mind that it has to be purged. It has to come up. It has to be seen before it can be eliminated. I'm astounded at the misogyny. I am mortified. The misogyny is it's taken my breath away. It's so horrible. I never had a desire to have children. I don't want to get all personal, but I never had a desire. And I was a staunch supporter of the environment, and I studied environmental science for a short amount of time. And I did not even trust the earth. I didn't trust the world to be in a good place. I'm not saying it won't be, but my life didn't go in that direction. A lot of women that I really respect and admire don't have children, and it doesn't, it's so misogynist, because it's like, you're less of a person if you're a female and you don't have a child. You know, and I've been such a maverick my whole life. It's like, I always bucked the system, and it was like, I am not going to make my identity in my life about only, you know, like what was being like sort of pummeled at me was, this is where your identity needs to be. And there's nothing wrong with that identity, but you do have the ability, because we live in a free country, to choose. It shouldn't matter. I taught children for many years. And when I mentioned, you know, India and Sadhguru, he taught us that I'm a mother of the universe. I'm a parent. We're all parents of the universe, right? So, the other interesting thing is that on Monday, I mentioned that Sunday was Guru Purnima. And I mentioned that to Kathy at our show yesterday. So the grace of the Guru, of the enlightened masters, of, you know, that high vibrational frequency energy along with the full moon was really, speaking of pummeling, really pummeling us. Kamala's middle name is Devi, D-E-V-I. At Isha Foundation, we have, I don't know if it's here. There's a statue that we call Devi. And that's some powerful stuff. So I want everyone to think about the fact that we're actually moving into a time that's spiritually preordained. And so that's really different from Christian nationalism. It's like the polar opposite. We're in a time that's been kind of like, we're spiritually set up for this. Devi. And it almost, to me, it looks like it's predestined. Are we trying to justify stupid things? How? I don't know what you mean by that comment. Are we trying to justify what the stupid Republicans? They're not Republicans. They're fascists. Judith, can you clarify what you're saying there? No, we're not justifying stupid things Republicans said at all. We're horrified, which is quite the opposite. Yeah, Michael decided in his life he didn't want to be a father. It's a personal choice. And let's not forget that MAGA Mike Johnson said that women need to have more babies so we have more work, more bodies to get the work done. So it's absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, on another note, our anonymous donor donated tea leaf readings. And I'm going to put a limit on like how long you have to cash in on your tea leaf reading, because you have, so far we have Maria, and I'll announce it again. We have Maria Rodriguez and Be Grateful and Thomas. You have to reach out. Go to psychicannetteDion.com and send us a message so we can get you scheduled. All right? And I'll announce 3 more today. And I got to bring my beautiful flowers over because you can't see them. Maybe I'll move over a little. I went to the farmer's market. And I have a new fairy lake. Sounds like what Hitler said about having children so he can have soldiers. Interesting. Yeah. The difference could not be more stark. Judge Chutkan ruled the convicted felon does not have immunity and will stand trial. Did that happen? Did that really happen? I missed that. I'm not watching mainstream news. Excuse me while I struggle with my table. That's good. And just as far as people that are being gifted upon request from our donor, with tea leaf readings, Thomas, Maria, be grateful. You have to contact me within 48 hours or I'm going to pass it along to somebody else. And also, I'm going to just tell you right now that Electra Storm is also on the list. Go to psychicannetteDion.com to book it. They're trying to push white male privilege. That's just not going to go over. It's not going to work. Oh yeah, Darren, I went to the farmer's market and they did have those little watermelons. I didn't get one because the last time I got one, not from the farmer's market, it wasn't very sweet. Go to my site to book it. Yes, go to psychicannetteDion.com. There's a place where you can send me a message and then Terry will get it and she'll book you. All right? And I'm amazed sometimes at how, like, when people get a gift, they don't receive it. It's just like, hey, James. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Kamala. All right. You'll love your tea leaf reading. Got a testimonial up there. Yeah, I do believe that I read tea leaves in a past life. And if you're not in the list, don't be offended or anything. It's just like, it's kind of like pulling names out of a hat. And thank you to our anonymous donor. 3 cards about Kamala. Like how she's doing. How's Kamala doing? She's facing a lot of idiots. How's Kamala doing? This is the devil and the fool. She's facing the this is really like, this is so clear. How's Kamala doing? Well, she's having to face the evil, racist, misogynist a-holes. We'll put it like that. Sorry, I'm not really following the chat very well. I'm really focused. Yeah, that's perfect cards, right? The fool and the devil. This is how Kamala's doing. This is... I don't know why I'm laughing, because they're so ridiculous. The 9 of Pentacles, but she's got money and support all around her. She's definitely up against this. Now, the fact that, first of all, she's the one running for president right now. And we will end right on time so we can watch Joe Biden. She's got a lot of money coming in, and the fact that she's running for president now instead of Joe Biden, and the MAGAs don't know what to do with that because it's like, when it comes to keeping your freedom or taking all your freedom away, oh, Americans, we kind of like our freedom. So Donald Trump is up against that. And then, even though he announced that Elon Musk was going to give him like 45, I don't know, I heard 2 different figures, 35 million or 45 million a month for his campaign. And he was all like, oh, yeah, right? And we were all like, oh, no. And then, lo and behold, Elon, can't stand the guy, withdraws the money because, I mean, we're going to follow that thread. We're going to pull a few cards about that. I feel like Elon got holy hell from investors, stockholders. I just feel like Elon got holy hell about, it just kind of felt like, you know, you're not going to be leaking our money kind of thing. Yes. About Kamala, every time you see a picture of her, she has a huge smile on her face. Yes. Now that you mention that, and we'll get to Elon, we'll get to Trump in a second. But do you guys remember the misogynistic attacks on Hillary Clinton? Do you remember? They kept showing clips of Hillary Clinton laughing. What's wrong? Okay, what's wrong, first of all, with opting out of having children? Having a baby is it's an ordeal, right? I'm one of 6 children. All I heard, this is probably why I didn't want children. All I heard was, I have too many kids. I have too many kids. It didn't sound very pleasant to me. And now, we're not supposed to laugh either. Talk about grasping at straws. Okay, what happened with Elon? Let's pull some cards and see. Oh, this is interesting because I'm tuning into Elon and I'm actually looking at the connection to Putin, and I'm seeing it not going so well. Because we know there's a connection there, right? That's factual. Are you telling dad jokes and I'm missing? I kind of feel like I'm not watching the chat very well. Nothing's wrong with no children. It just does not. They're expensive too. It just does not grow the base. There are lots of pause for motorcycles. There are lots of women in their 20s and 30s who look at what's going on in the world right now with global climate change. It's an existential threat with, the erosion of our topsoils, with, government being all in disarray. There are many. Don't get me wrong, if they already have children, that's one thing, but when it comes to, let me think about if I want to do this, besides it's so expensive, and now there's no, Trump took away all the help for children, and it's just like, it's actually kind of, it shows me that a woman is thinking if she opts out. Not that a woman who has a baby there's nothing wrong with that. I told you about my very cute grandnephews. 3 cards about Elon. Catholics enforce large families to enrich themselves. Yeah, and my mom always said that was wrong. I remember her saying that growing up. That's wrong that the Catholic Church doesn't let you have birth control. Really? You went to my site and left an email? Yes. No. You just leave an email that you're a recipient of the gift of the tea leaf reading. We know. Terry's in the loop. Elon. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. It looks like what I'm reading about Elon withdrawing is this. It looks as though his stockholders and investors felt like he hadn't consulted with them about his little promise to help the loser. It feels like, yeah, I agree, Roberta. It's stressful to have children with everything that's going on. It feels like Elon was called out by, the people that hang with him, that, they count on him to make good decisions. And they feel like he didn't check with them. He didn't consult with them. He just went ahead and did his own thing. And it's not all his money. Right? Hi, Salty Chip. And it was like, why would you invest money in a loser? Right? He is, Trump is a loser. Which Mesopotamian peoples had the most kids? The Babylonians. But let's have a bell for the dad joke. Is everyone feeling better today? I just need to ask, because I know the past, Sunday, we were, people needed to be talked off the ledge. It was a little rough. 7 of Cups. Okay, this is interesting. Because I'm asking what happened with Elon and why he withdrew his promise. Which he kind of acted like he never promised that. He said it was fake news when he was asked. Do I think Trump will pretend he's so sick he won't run? I do see him as not being in the race. We'll look at that too. You're preppy today? I think people feel a lot better today. Okay, so here's the 5 of Cups. Yeah, it was a losing idea. And the 7 of Cups, yeah. The people around Elon Musk that are part of all his, businesses and everything, it was really all laid out. The cards were on the table, so to speak, and there's no way. It was a smoke and mirrors show that he was investing in. And he had already done that with buying Twitter. And I feel like the people around Elon were just like, no, you're not doing it. You're not going to do this. Eargate 2024. By the way, I turned on, I don't usually listen to Hal Sparks, but once in a while I turn it on. Nothing against Hal Sparks, I just don't gravitate to him as readily as Midas Touch. And I did hear that, remember we were going back and forth about the bullet? Was it a bullet that hit Trump's ear? And I kept getting that it wasn't a bullet. I didn't ever get that a bullet hit Trump's ear. That's been confirmed. You hope Elon will fail? I don't know. There's a lot of billions there. He failed with, he ruined Twitter, right? I'm surprised people are still on that. I really am. I'm surprised people are still on it. Twitter/X because of the horribleness, the white supremacy that he just allows to run rampant. Okay, let me choose 3 cards about Joe Biden. Make sure that you catch our show from yesterday. There's a lot of great information in our political astrology show, so don't miss that one, and please share it. We have such great information, we need you to share. And make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Feeling like the whole atmosphere has shifted for the better. Yes, I agree with that. 100%. I'm reading on Biden. Okay. Joe Biden. It's not easy for him. He does feel a little bit cheated. Joe Biden feels a little bit cheated by what happened, but he knows it's for the good of the country. In a different time in American history, yeah, the Spirit Talk podcast was packed with information, so check that out from yesterday. In a different time, Biden would have still been in the race. But like they're saying, the stakes are too high. Oh, I hadn't thought of that, why Elon changed the name from Twitter to X as it's a Confederate symbol. Is that factual? As far as Joe Biden's going, it's interesting because I'm getting that this is he's not going to be running for president is better for Hunter. And the 10 of Wands, he does, like Kathy Beale was saying, looking at Joe Biden's chart, there's a lot more things that Joe Biden is going to get accomplished in the next 6 months. So I just think it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit hard for him. Joe Biden does feel a little bit cheated. But he's doing what's for the good of the country. It is hard. I felt a little teary when I thought about it today. He's been such a good president, and I was just sort of flashing back to the debate and that night, and what I saw a lot of things, but one thing that really stood out for me was when Joe Biden was on that debate stage, besides all the evil that was, just being directed at him from an evil sociopath. I think that on that debate stage, Joe Biden was blown away by the evil. And the other thing was, it was so unnerving. And we talked about the Gish Gallop, that technique where somebody just keeps, I keep saying the word pummeling you with lies and not knowing like really what to do with it. And for Biden, 5 decades as a statesman and a diplomatic, person. It was almost like he was so incredulous just listening to Trump, and it was like, I don't think Joe Biden really knows what to do with this lack of decency. Because all the years he's been a politician, he didn't ever encounter that. And if you see something that's so foreign to you, like, wow, real evil, it's not good that we've gotten used to it. And I think that it's really sad that this country, got to be the way that it is with all the hatred. But, it's coming up so it can be cleared. It's just sad to see someone subjected to that, and that's what I'm glad that I'm not watching mainstream media. I finished my sign. This is why I'm glad I'm not watching mainstream media. I saved my sign. I finished it. Because with the media not even having any decency, not only to never talk about Joe Biden's achievements, I can't even remember hearing on the mainstream news anchors talking about Joe Biden's achievements. You guys? He's a gentleman. He's a nice guy. And they never... Yeah, best president ever. I hope they have a big fat party for him. I'm sure they will. And they never, ever talked about this deranged psychopath that watched January 6th on TV, rewound the violent parts. That's why I wrote the song about January 6th. Because in that song, in those lyrics, it's like, this is what was going on. And he's talking about Hannibal Lecter, and he's talking about getting eaten by sharks or shocked by a battery, and he's making absolutely no sense, and he's been spewing stochastic terrorist threats, just like so much insanity, and the mainstream media. Hang on. I have my props. And mainstream media sucks because the man that was holding our democracy in place never got any credit, and then they never talked about how dangerous this sociopathic, murderous person is. Are you guys on a media fast too? I gotta get my nefarious cards out. Are you guys on a media fast? Are you doing that too? It was painful to watch. And honestly, I'm grateful that I don't have to watch the media bashing Biden anymore. My stress level has gone down. It's very, very, very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult for a person that is a compassionate human being like you are. And I consider myself compassionate. I can be bitchy, but I'm compassionate. We all can. I couldn't stand for them to be treating him like that. He still isn't a Lawrence, I know. I'm taking 2 weeks off from Lawrence, but the rest of the mainstream media, I'll probably go back to watch Lawrence O'Donnell after 2 weeks. I think the media blackout that we're participating in goes through August 4th. They keep talking about Pamela Harris. Don't confuse me. It's Kamala. they're picking on Kamala for smiling and laughing. That's how effing miserable they are. They have a problem. We've been talking about that for a while now. They do not want you to feel happy and free. And by the way, Church of Spirituality this month is all about that. Freedom. 3 cards about... How about the MAGAs? That joke. Hear any new fish puns? Let me know. Let me know. Laura Loomer, I talked about her the other day. They called her a hyena. How would they like to be called names like that? Then they'd be like, oh, the Democrats, they're so mean. Like they did about the assassination attempt. Oh, they have to tone down their rhetoric. Who's the one that's been spewing violence for 8 years? So MAGA Mike now is all upset. Oh, they can't. I mean, they are grasping at straws. They got nothing. Just like they had nothing on Obama. So they had to pick on his tan suit. They had nothing on Joe Biden. So they had to pick on his stutter. I'm telling you. I'm going to pull 3 cards about what's going to happen. Yeah, and then cussing in a church, right? Your phone was just swearing? What? They're absolutely desperate. Absolutely desperate. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about what's going to happen with MAGA Mike. So now, the MAGAs, they're out of control. Please do the guided meditation, the 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation, because we do a lot of good energy work in those, and we had a good group last night. Thanks for coming. You will receive the recording, because it really does work. It really is working. So what they're trying to do now is you're seeing that they don't want democracy, and they don't want democracy at all. It's all in Project 2025. And they're going to do everything they can to steal our democracy away from us. So they're starting with attempting to file lawsuits saying that the Democrats can't have Kamala Harris run for president. Sorry, I missed the dead joke. They're trying to file lawsuits saying that Kamala Harris can't run for president. They're making up their own laws. And yeah, and who's the old guy now, right? So I'm going to pull 3 cards about, well, how's that going to go? It's a great meditation. The meditations are awesome. By the way, I appreciate your donations. And I appreciate your business. When you book a reading, it helps me to pay my bills, and it helps you to get massive amounts of insight into your life. And on Saturday, our psychic summer school class is, yes, you do have spirit guides, so let's meet them. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Yeah, it's BS. It's total BS. 8.24 thousand subscribers now. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. And I keep promising I'm going to be doing short videos on the off days, because our live stream is Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. MAGA Mike, the 8 of Swords indicates that he's going to be tied up. He's going to be tied up. Warren loved last week's past life class. Yeah, the classes, my classes are, if I may say so myself, my classes are really great. And you get a recording of the class afterwards, so you should probably take advantage of it. MAGA Mike, yeah, this is the jail card. And the 7 of Pentacles, all this work that they've done, and they're feeling, MAGA Mike's, all this work that they've done to like the MAGAs were ready to oust Joe Biden, so they had an entire plan for that. And now they have a prosecutor who's like, what do you mean it's against the law for me to be running instead of Biden? What law? Right? I mean, she can really totally just go right to it. because her brain is wired that way. Joe Biden's brain is wired to be a statesman and a diplomat and an amazing president. And Kamala will be an amazing president. He said no to impeachment and sent them on vacation again. I lost track. Guess the MAGAs need to ask their base for more money. Yeah, well, now that Elon pulled out, the Ten of Pentacles, we're going to find out where MAGA Mike's money has been coming from. So if you watch Midas Touch, Ben Meiselas does us all the favor of letting us know what he's being sent by the Donald Trump headquarters, and Trump just keeps having messages that say, "I love you so much, Ben." Oh, they wanted to impeach her. Yeah. Like, thank you for the donation. Much appreciate. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's more ludicrous than I was even saying. They want to impeach raisin most favored by the Amish, barn raisin. True. They want to impeach. I can't even wrap my mind around it. They want to impeach Kamala Harris. Why? It's not working. It's like they really just... it hit me on Sunday when I did that emergency session because everyone was panicked. I mean, I just can't even figure out what they... And this border... What are they calling her? The border what? I don't understand. Anyway, it's not working, and MAGA Mike, where his money's coming from is going to be exposed. It's not just the Heritage Foundation. Are they high? I think they are high. They should be high. No, maybe that would help. Maybe it would make them smile and laugh if they just smoked a spliff or something. Warren's asking for a group hug. Can't do it. There's only 197 people here. Please hit the thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. 200 is our quorum. Okay. Wow. Anyway, let's just read on. And then you hear them on clips on Fox News if you watch a pro-democracy channel, and it's unbelievable. And Laura Loomer, man, I'm going to actually read on Laura Loomer because she's like the face of a demon. She's a terrible, horrible, horrible person. I can't even believe what she wrote about Kamala. All right. Immigrant caravan sent by Russia are on its way. Is that what they're saying? What was it that they were... Yeah, Lara Trump is... They're all nuts. Swifties are holding a fan event election day. Oh, really? Interesting. I'm pulling 3 cards on Laura Loomer. What is her fate? 1, 2, 3. The fate of Laura Loomer. She's evil. She's evil. I'm going to ask the pendulum. Is she being influenced by the demonic? Is Laura Loomer influenced by the demonic? It's not giving me a straight answer. Does she have mental illness? Does Laura Loomer have she's mentally ill. She has mental illness. That's what I'm getting. Not that mental illness should cause that, but she must have a kind of mental illness that does. Is Laura Loomer a sadist? Yeah, I'm getting she's a sadist. Good evening. And 3 cards. She's mentally ill. Mental illness shouldn't do that, but It does. And speaking of mental illness, I'm not laughing about mental illness. I'm laughing about something that I saw. I saw this really, I'm not on TikTok, but I happened to see on YouTube, you may have seen this, a girl who was talking about, like, you know, some things just hit you sometimes. Yeah, Kellyanne Conway, she's nuts too. And I'm not making fun of mental illness. Please don't think that. It's just, we're observing this. So this girl said this, and it was a clip from TikTok, but it was on YouTube. She said it finally hit her why Trump keeps talking about Hannibal Lecter. And this girl is brilliant. I don't know who she was, and she said, you know how he talks about asylum seekers, and then he mentions Hannibal Lecter? This girl was saying that she thinks that Trump doesn't know what asylum means when you're talking about seeking asylum to come into the United States, that he actually thinks when he's saying, oh, they're coming from the insane asylums, he actually doesn't understand the meaning of the word asylum. I'm going to ask the pendulum if that's accurate. Is that true? Does he not know? I get that that's true. Did anybody else see that? I get that he doesn't know what an asylum is. He doesn't know what seeking asylum is, and he confuses it with a mental hospital. You heard that theory too. It hit me like, wow, that was really insightful. That's how dumb they are. I mean, talk about idiocracy. Warren, give me a hug theme. All right, Laura Loomer. Oh, she's in bed. That's a business kind of term, kind of thing to say. She's in cahoots with Vlad. Loomer's in cahoots with Vlad. And I feel Putin being really weak right now. And she will be, oh yeah, Loomer is going to be, censored is just too weak of a thing. But I don't think she's going to be able to continue with what she's doing for too much longer. Here's a hug theme, send good energy to Kamala to pick a good VP. I've already picked it for her. I picked Mark Kelly. The GOP was trying to impeach Kamala. You couldn't even wrap your mind around, like, well, what are they going to use? They don't. They just, they need to destroy our democracy. The MAGAs, they have this really fervent obsession of they have to do. This is, they just have to do it. They will not. They're just so determined that they're going to attack our democracy. If you need these cards, send me a message, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and I'll send them to you. Donations help. Postage is high. Sign petitions to fire DeJoy. They filed impeachment papers for Kamala. But here's the thing. They're impeaching her for laughing too much. Here's the thing. Her whole life has been devoted to being a prosecutor. And I mentioned yesterday on our show with Kathy that at the start of the year in January, you might all remember this. Yeah, Trump is mentally ill, that's true. That the theme for 2024, I have it written, I don't have the calendar hung up right now, the one that my niece made with the lunar calendar. But I wrote in that calendar, 2024, hope restored. I wrote that in January. And then I came up with a chant in January. In 2024, we see justice more and more. Chant it. In 2024, we see justice more and more. Remember that? She is justice. Yeah, we need to get rid of DeJoy too. Remember in 2020 that I'll never forget it because my dad was he's a retired letter carrier. I'll never forget it because I mean it kind of hit home for me. Seeing the mailboxes be unscrewed from their moorings and taking mailboxes taken away and sorting machines dismantled in the middle of a pandemic and DeJoy is still there. All right, group hug, send good energy to Kamala. Please hit the thumbs up. And thank you. Yes, Shady Vance. I have seen that. Aw, that's sweet. Thomas, you need to get in touch with us. You got a tea leaf reading. Send us a message at psychic@AnnetteDion.com. And Maria too. Maria Rodriguez. And be grateful. If you don't cash in on it, I'm going to have to give it to somebody else by Friday. Okay, hug, group hug for Kamala, for democracy, for all the good people here. Group hug. 1, 2, 3, go. Aww, you all are so warm and fuzzy. I really see Mark Kelly being the VP pick. And I did pick J.D. Vance for Trump too. And I also the other night looked at J.D. Vance he's going to get ousted any second. Anyway, where are we? We're still with the nefarious cards. So let's see. Let's look at Trump, how he's doing. But let's ask this first. I just want to remind you, you have to watch our show from yesterday. A lot of our questions got answered. Mark Kelly makes the most sense. And my whole stand on that is that, well, first of all, I feel it really strongly. Mark Kelly's a stand-up guy. He's solid as a rock. He's a military guy, and his wife was shot in the face at a campaign event, and somebody put the year up. It was 2011, and he knows firsthand that we have to do something about guns. We're with such a horrible stain on this country. Is it going to be Mark Kelly? I'm getting a yes. J.D. Vance is lost. I'm going to pull 3 cards on him. I don't think he's staying. Oh, let's also ask this. Remind me I need to end on time. Is Donald Trump going to be on the ballot? 100% of the time. Why did they want to impeach? You're explaining to me why they want to impeach Kamala, and I still don't understand. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. Why they want to impeach her? Because they don't want her to be president. Right? Because she's a girl. You know what I love? I think this is my favorite part. That all these tough guys, macho man, right? All these tough guys, tough guys, we're gonna get Joe Biden, and then Kamala shows up and they're like scrambling like cockroaches. They're afraid of a girl. Oh, that's an interesting. Kitty Holler is saying, watch Trump get rid of Vance and pick Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, that really wouldn't work out. That's just for the fun of it. Is J.D. Vance going to be ousted? I read on it the other night. It's a very strong yes. Nobody likes him. And the Donald is really angry at his sons who convinced him to go with J.D. Vance. Will Trump pick another VP? Oh, well, that's interesting. No. You get an impeachment and you get an impeachment. It's true. It's true, man. Okay, I do have tea leaves. Maybe Mark Kelly's twin brother could run for Mark's seat. I actually don't see him picking somebody else. So that's kind of giving me the sense that Trump is going to be out. Trump is going to be out. He's going to be out. My tea tastes funny, like soap in it or something. Okay. I love hearing Kamala Harris out there saying all the things that we have wanted to hear her say. She's saying all the things that need to be said. Not that Joe Biden wasn't, but they were spending so much time bashing Joe Biden, we couldn't really hear what he was saying. Kamala has the orator thing down, and she's just going to get better at it. Last dad joke. Colonoscopy jokes need better rebuttals. Ew. You know, and Thomas made me think of this. I was listening to Bernie Sanders talk about, not to bring you guys down, talk about the situation in Gaza right now, and apparently Netanyahu came to Washington. It's horrifying what's going on in Gaza. It's not Joe Biden's fault. It's Netanyahu. People are really suffering. We need to pray, pray, pray. If you catch, there's a video of Bernie Sanders talking about what's going on there, and Netanyahu is an evil, evil person. So let's send them some light. All right, it's almost time for Biden, but I'm not sure he'll go on immediately. Yes, he met with Congress. Netanyahu. Now he met with Congress, and then he's going to Mar-a-Lago. Are you sure? Is that true? Disgusting. Disgusting. He fooled us, you know, but we shouldn't have been fooled. But anyway, since I'm talking about it, I'm going to pull 3 cards. Yeah. There needs to be an end put to this, and Jack Smith is popping into my mind when I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's really disgusting. It's really, really, really evil. I'm pulling 3 cards about Netanyahu. It's a matter of time. I've always seen him, and if you've been with me a while, I've always seen him. He's a war criminal. Netanyahu, he needs to be locked up. I've always seen him getting arrested. Right now, yeah, he got nothing done. I don't even know why he came here. He got nothing done. I don't really feel him doing anything at Mar-a-Lago either. Maybe he's just staying there. Because Trump is out of it. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I get that Netanyahu is just kind of trying to dodge things right now. Putin needed to be in jail. Well, yeah, that's an understatement. He went to see Trump's... I can't repeat that. Yeah. Let's ask this. The way the energy is right now, yeah, Bibi is evil like Trump, absolutely. The way that the energy is right now, yeah, people in Gaza are starving to death, and they don't have, like toilets, and there's sewage running on the streets, and it's just like, we really have to think about, these are just my thoughts, we really have to think about, as Americans, as a citizenry, that we have to be strong we have to get stronger for the rest of the world. Because if we start to suffer, if we start to go down, and we won't, but if we did ever, then that would have a ripple effect on the whole entire world. So this is like our responsibility to the people of Earth, to make sure that Kamala Harris becomes president. It's huge. It's huge. Yeah, Stephen Miller, he's Jewish and he's a Nazi. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's bad. It's hard to think about. So I'm going to just ask, with the way the energy is right now, would Kamala Harris win? Yes, Kamala Harris would win. Yeah, if Trump ever got close to the White House, which he won't, he's crumbling. The whole world would fall apart. Oh, Kamala's husband is Jewish? Doug? He'd be the first man. We'd have a president and a first man. I don't know if you guys had any pressing questions. There are so many. But let me take this opportunity to once again remind you that you probably need a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I appreciate you supporting my business by taking advantage of my talents and my gifts. I also do tea leaf readings, and don't forget that the class on Saturday you can sign up for at PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I don't know if you can see that, but you know, I tell you all the time, it's in the description. Also in the description, you should be able to find the song about January 6th. I did post it on the last video because I want you to be able to just go to it. It's the final mix of the song. It's better sounding. It's mixed and mastered, so you should see that. Thank you, Kitty Holler. You should see the. It's called "We Won't Be Backing Down," and you should be able to click on the link. And what I love about that I've written that song is that the chorus says, "We are taking back democracy and we won't be backing down." Yeah, Warren's coming to the class on Saturday on your spirit guides. We're taking back democracy and we won't be backing down. That song is a time. This is the time for that song. So please do what you can to share it, and thank you. I'm not looking to get rich. I'm just looking to save democracy. Please like and subscribe on the way out. As far as the tea leaves go, underneath the Venus, we have a dove. This is bringing peace to the women. Kamala being out there is bringing peace to the women. Yeah, she was made for this moment. Oh, Michael's going to take Saturday's class. Yes, you're going to. The class is entitled, "Yes, you do have spirit guides, and I'm going to help you to meet them." My classes transform your life. And I don't brag enough, but I'm bragging about that. And you get a recording of the class afterwards. Yeah, there's a dove where Kamala is bringing peace to the women. Not that we think that we don't have to work, because we do. It's not going to be easy street, but now we have hope. Okay, and this looks like, it actually looks like the Fool, you know, the Fool card, and the Fool's got it's kind of a backpack there. So we have to know that the MAGAs they're just idiots. The MAGAs, the cult members, the MAGAs in our Congress that are hell-bent on destroying our democracy and destroying the world, really, right? That's what the MAGAs are intent on destroying the freaking world. So, they're fools, and we have a new beginning. And here's the Mars. There's a very faint outline of a bird. We're going to get some news about what's going on in Ukraine. There's going to be a little bit of a hopefulness. And underneath the snake, I have a bat. I'm forgetting what the bat means. Hang on, bear with me. I know Joe Biden's speaking in a minute, if he's on time. So a bat under the snake. I forget what a bat means. By the way, my tea leaf readings are really good. I hadn't been doing so many, but I feel like I did tea leaf readings in a past life. So they're really good if you want a shorter reading. Can you buy the song? It's not on that topic. I've got a whole record on Spotify. If you type in Annette Dion, I Feel You, I I don't make anything off of that. But so no, just you can donate. Yeah, and thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. I don't know how to make money off my music. That's why people aren't writing music anymore. A very busy phase is forecast in the weeks ahead. Okay, Trump is going to be very, very busy. And what he's doing, from what I've observed, is he's not like... Trump is not doing any work. He's golfing. So Biden is on? Okay. So Trump is going to be very, very busy. We're going to watch Joe Biden. Thank you guys for being here. See you on Friday for PNN. Our Grassroots of Democracy meeting is tomorrow. Please sign up. Be a part of the victory to save democracy. All right. See you soon. Namaste.